We're smooth 98.1 FM. Good morning and welcome to the Grapevine. It's time for us to dig into everything entertainment, all of the stories, what you would find. And I've got company. They say two is company, three should be a crowd.
Unfortunately, yes.
Three, how can three be a crowd? Anyway, good morning, Jim Silas.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mass. Good morning, wherever you're listening from. Hello, all the. No, I don't want to say all the. That's not fun. Don't say. Shout out to my Manchester United fans. Shout out to all of you. We're doing great. I love you all.
Uh,
I think Oris is. Let's check on Oris.
Good morning, Oris. Birthday boy. Happy birthday to you belatedly once again.
Thank you very much, Thomas, and good morning to our listeners. No good morning to James Silas.
I don't even want it.
So yes, and yes, if you make your way to Smooth FM, I brought
He's
cake.
lying.
I
Don't
brought
lie.
cake. I
It's
brought
too
cake
early.
for
Come on,
for our
man.
listeners. So
Stop,
just
stop, stop.
make your
Oris.
way to Smooth FM and you get a slice of cake.
That's a
Unfortunately,
lie.
James didn't do this, which is
That's a lie.
his birthday is
Oris.
just 2 days before mine, and yet the man did
Oh
not
my
bring cake to the
days.
studio.
Oris
I
is
did.
lying.
Always brought cake to the studio.
And so that's another way of also throwing it in here that we happy birthdays in order also for James Silas.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hey, correct person.
And so this now it now gives credence to this numbing thought I've always had. I imagine a parent having two of you as twins. Blessed.
Who blessed?
Right?
Stress.
Blessed,
How is this guy?
blessed for me.
You know,
Stressed for him.
the
He's
funny-
speaking for himself.
The funny thing is that we would have
Yeah,
almost been
both of
birthday
you.
mates.
Yes.
We would have almost been birthday mates or twins if you like. But so imagine when you have two Tarians
Yes.
who are under the same roof. No peace, no peace.
Now they
No, I don't like this guy. I don't like him.
But-
It stresses me.
So how did your zodiac now connect for you to become friends? And
First of all, shout out to Place of Delight, correct person. Secondly, Oris is the brilliant guy. Let me not, this is serious now. Oris is the brilliant guy. I don't want to use the word sapiosexual. Yeah, because I mean not like that. But I like, yeah, do you understand? But I like brilliant people. He's very cerebral. He's very cocky as well. He just sort of, this is not projection, but but he's a great guy. So I just want to, sometimes I like to put it like.
I can say that
Yeah.
except for the fact that James follows Martin.
Do you want a hug?
No.
All right.
gentlemen,
Keep their home.
All right.
shall we get into the stories
We
now?
should. We should.
All right, so let's dig into it. Let's begin with this one.
Sorry, Thomas, before we begin, when is your birthday?
June is now.
Uh,
June 20th. You're wondering why?
I'm
Okay.
like, please, cake. Don't do like this. Bring cake.
So
Bruh.
let's begin now. Let's begin our first story here. So the first story we're digging in, when we find they say the markets. This is not saying women can never have a market where it holds and there will be no quarrel. But it's often said in some parts that the market of women usually don't hold for very long. But when we see two sisters, the sisterhood in this case, yes, this sisterhood is not in doubt. They're embracing, they've been vibing to each other's song according to videos we've seen, and people are wondering. There were times at which I wondered if Ira Star and this lady, they can really be, and Tyla can be friends and they could be sisters. But Tyler is praising Tems for opening doors for global recognition for female artists on the continent. So is this a well-deserved commendation?
Yeah, it is. Also, to be honest, I'm one of those people who feels like Thames is, I want to say, it's not growth. Thames's explosion on the global scene is a very, very, very weird thing to me, frankly. Not because, of course, she has a very unique style, but I think that there are people in the industry who have spent more time, produced more music, probably writes better than she does as well, and yet haven't gotten like a quarter of what this lady has received. She's just been, in my own view, fantastically lucky, because like I said, there are several things people gauge your, what's it called, production in. If you're a musician, people think about how many songs have you released in like the past 2, 3, or 4 years, or how long you've been there, how many albums, how many EPs, stuff like that. How good is your songwriting? On all of these parameters, Thames doesn't score particularly high, let's face it. I mean, I think she kind of was on the scene like 2018. That's about 5 years ago now.
Mm.
Since that time, she doesn't have a debut, she doesn't have an album. She has 2 EPs. what was it? I think the maximum song on one of them is 7. The other one is 5, I think. So that's, I think, 12 songs together on an EP, maybe 1 or 2 singles besides that. Take a guy like Kiss Daniel. He has, I don't know, probably like 50 songs. He hasn't touched 1/10 of what this lady is internationally. She was at Coachella, days back. This woman was nominated for the Oscar because she wrote the song for Rihanna on the Black Panther 2 soundtrack. She's been nominated. She actually has won the Grammy. Just like, okay, but you have 12 songs. How is this? So it's a fantastic thing, frankly. Yeah. So having her get her props from a
fellow winner.
Exactly, who is younger. I think it means something for African music. I do not quite know if it means what exactly Tyla is saying, which is like she opened the doors for. But I think yes, when if you're American, so you're speaking about African artists, you probably mentioned both of them. So I think that's probably what she's trying to get at.
James, is Tyler flattering with this word? Could this be one of those? You look amazing,
and it does together. So not flattering.
Yeah, but sometimes it might just be gaslighting too, because I feel like I mean, what Oris just said, the last part of the analysis, saying that he doesn't think that the hype is that or it should be. But sometimes I just feel like, the first time I saw the story, I just thought, okay, please calm down. Let it not be that we're looking for ways to puncture the the accolade that the other lady is trying to give to Tems. But truthfully, when you look at Tems' trajectory, what has happened is that she has achieved a lot in a very short time, or with just a little.
Is it a case of she's working smart against working hard?
Opportunity, opportunity meeting preparedness somehow, because she's still talented,
No, she is. What I'm just saying, James.
But what has happened? Yes, let me tell you what has happened to her actually has been that collaboration with Whiskey that went everywhere. It was just Essence. That's where it started from, because if you look at let's look at someone like Tiwa Savage, for instance. The only reason we are not giving, or maybe people are beginning to forget, is that maybe Tiwa, because she has not won a Grammy, or because maybe she has not gotten.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have any song that has kind of broken into the American space the way Essence did.
Yes, but a lot of people thought, or we looked at Tiwa as the #1 in Africa. Even with what Yemi is doing, do you understand? Even with what, I don't know if we can still call her #1 in Africa right now. I mean, with the way Tiwa Savage right now, because that's what I'm saying. Like, if you see the way things are going right now, I don't think that, and you want to leave her on that space, so you can actually say she's number. I don't know.
Let's throw that out
with Tyla right now.
What do you think?
Yes. What do you think? Who's #1 in Africa right now for
female? Because even with Yemi Alade, I feel like Yemi has been putting a lot of work, but it's seeming like maybe the places that she's covering, or the places that she's recognized or giving that accolade are not as flamboyant or beautiful as.
Sorry, can I just say something about this? So this actually, that point you just made makes a lot of sense, because think about it. Everybody seems to have like a geographical goal. What is happening now is that, unfortunately, with all the structure, there's a particular geographical spot that is more valuable than others. So when you think about Yemi as the person who is holding a Francophone Africa, she's #1 in Francophone Africa. That's Yemi. I don't think anybody can argue that. For us locally, at least before maybe the past 2 years, it used to be Tiwa. Maybe now you could say Isaiah Star, maybe, just maybe. In the US, it is Tems. You understand? So it looks like all of this place. But the problem now is the same way they say that if you have a YouTube show, for instance, and you're thinking about how much money you make per click, if you are getting your viewership from America, you probably make $10. You're getting it from Francophone Africa, maybe you're getting $5. From Nigeria, you're probably getting $1. So that's exactly how
location is paramount in everything.
And since she's popping in the US, that means she's the global star.
Absolutely.
So before we leave, because in the course of explanation, you touched on Coachella, so that I would just like us to scratch it briefly. But I'd like us to quickly look at this expression when it says, what does it mean to break a leg? It's often said, it's when they tell you break a leg, it's a wish to say wishing you good luck in whatever you're about to embark on. So I don't know if we would need to withdraw that kind of wish now, because Kid Cudi, in the means of performing at Coachella, jumped off the stage and broke his leg. So could that be taking the meaning of break your leg too far?
It's a little, yes, in that case, it's a little, and like he said, I think when he posted a video or something from his hospital, he was saying that he's a 40-year-old man. He can no longer be jumping.
Exactly.
I think that's the thing to learn here. Like, at a particular age, you kind of need to just chill.
So that takes us to our next item. Let's get a bit of skit and some dramatic effect into this and let the musicians rest for a bit. Lai Wasabi is in the news, and this guy, his style is so. How do you do something so you're funny in a very effortless way, and coming into into the scene where it's already you feel it's saturated, but yet he's able to crack, get a niche for himself that you just want to follow like Wasabi and his craft right now. So let's get to understand this man when he talks about the fact that, well, why I don't promote nudity in my skit. Do you really need nudity or female to that sexuality to promote products?
Some people definitely feel like, I'm sure there are a number of people who everybody knows that's like a cornerstone of their work. But it's pretty much the same way in music as well. I have to always bring it back to music, of course, maybe that's a popular art form. The same way some people don't have to talk about sex to sell. People like Asha back in the day, even like Tems, actually, even right now. But some people, that's kind of like they're stuck in trade. The same thing with the guys as well. I think I'm not sure that you hear, actually not true. I think a lot more of the guys are sex. I wanted to say Omale, but Omale actually has at least 2 songs that are actually about sex. So maybe it doesn't qualify. But generally speaking, I think everybody knows that, this is what I can get away with. And this is what I can't get away with. So I think with Lai, maybe that's actually why he found success in the way he has. Everybody, not everybody, but lots of skit makers promotes that idea of sexuality, female sexuality. We all know about Mr. Macaroni and the women he puts in his skits, for instance. Although he also has a character that doesn't quite do that, but his popular character is very sexual in nature.
Freakies them out, sort of.
Exactly, So Lai, I think that's probably why Lai was easily found a market, because it means that if you are a family-friendly brand, you probably are not looking at somebody who is overly sexual in his skits. Lai is that person. So in trying to create this other thing that's different, he was able to find a niche. So I have to give the guy props. And I think in that interview actually where he said it was on
referring to the BBC
Pidgin, yes. I think he mentioned something about how he grew up in Osho, and it's a quiet town.
Not in Lagos.
No, not in Lagos. No. I think he says it in the inside. So I think that also has a bearing on the kind of comedy that he does. I remember this is a long time, back in the day, maybe sometime in the late 90s or like early 2000s. It was Mode 9, I think. I think it was Mode 9, the rapper, who was talking about how at the time a lot of people from the north were like the most popular or the most respected rap artists. One of the things he said was that I think he grew up in Kaduna or thereabout.
Yeah.
And it was like, KD, there's no traffic like Lagos. So your brain can balance and you can think.
Yeah.
So that idea of having a quiet place where you can think kind of reflected on the kind of music he produced, which was highly cerebral and very, very clever. So I think Lagos kind of blocks out such thoughts, and you're thinking about sexual thoughts in Lagos. Anyway, that's the theory.
James, sum this up for us in a minute, just less than a minute. You really don't need nudity to really get message across and to attract people.
No, I would say you really don't need.
Sometimes you do.
Let's just say, I mean, to each their own,
Exactly,
but if you have substance, if you know what you're doing.
That's not fair now.
No.
Sexuality too can be substance.
I know. I'm just saying that sometimes, but you might not have to depend on sexuality. But because let's also look at Spiral, for instance, who when he was promoting one of the Who's Your Guy music, and he didn't accept any music or any what's called skits or videos that had to do with girls twerking and all that. And has always even been very, very vocal about how he does not promote or support stuff like that. So I think for people who really want, I think that's what I said, to each their own. Come on, that's Lai Wasabi guy. Look, the guy is brilliant. If you look at all the skits or the things that he puts out, all his content, it just comes from a place of brilliance. The way he speaks, the things that he talks about, he's just in that lane. And I'm sure his what's it called? Even colleagues will say, how are you doing it?
It's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. Still got the usual syndicates here with me. I've got James.
Yeah.
And Oris, the birthday boy.
That's the past name. Throwback.
Oh, you're the past. He's the present.
No, his birthday. Let's stop talking about his birthday. Let's.
The entire April is mine. Thank you very much.
All right. Still more stories up ahead inside the Grapevine after now.
We can't talk
But
about
yeah, but
birthday.
everybody, but this thing you said about Spyro, I was thinking about it actually. Think about it though. Spyro,
Yeah.
I mean, God bless him for his non-sexual content.
Yeah.
But technically, the man only has one hit.
No, this second one.
Which second one?
Second one.
Which second one?
This second one
Which
with Pino.
What's the name?
The
What's the name of the song?
But let's not underestimate the part.
No,
Tiwa's let's not underestimate Tiwa's influence on that song.
Which song is this? Okay, that's
from my head.
Whatever you want to say.
What are you saying?
From my head. The man only has one hit. My point is that we can say what we want about substance and sexuality.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is the bloody thing sells.
It sells.
It sells. There's no
it's like when you mentioned macaroni, you understand that
exactly.
That's one thing that sells.
Even this guy, all them Nas boy and what the rest of them, they're women who have big asses, women who have big boobs all over the place. It's very, very common with these guys. You get, and they're doing it for like years, and they still they're successful on both YouTube and on Instagram. So I'm not saying that Lai has a cap, but you think about music. The people who are talking about sex are the ones who are succeeding in music. Now,
I mean, we can't even lie. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's what it is.
Sex sales, unfortunately.
Big Clef, what's up, bro? Been a minute.
Right, we got messages waiting for us, bro.
Yeah, bless messages.
He
choke.
He choke.
Is it the sex? Is it the sex?
No, the people, the listenership we attract on the Grapevine is something that there was a day. Okay, if we're three of us on the show now.
Yeah.
You left that there was something you were trying to rack. You were trying to record.
Oh yeah, they just get
and it just shows. It shows that that's where you know that even when they're not, they're listening. They just want to get what would James say about this, or what would you?
I'm good, my brother. Chilling.
We have Lafarge on the show now.
So let's go. Come with some messages.
So limited.
You think they want to do one
fundraising?
Yeah.
Like it's fundraising. You know those adverts now. African children with flags on their faces and stuff. And they're asking for money and stuff. Are we going back in?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM.
Yeah.
And Oris is still with us.
Yeah.
Great one. So we've got messages. It's a packed one this morning. So let's quickly get messages across and then get back into the story. Tyla is up and it's just every story all the way. Tems is a story of grace because it's not mathematical. Happy birthday to Oris, Thanos of the Grapevine.
Wow.
Wishing him more years ahead.
We have my Infinity Stones.
No birthday wishes for James Silas.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You know, self-love. I love myself.
Because number one is portable. Come and find me under Chad Mainland Bridge. This number one is what's causing fight between the big three now. It's big me. And nobody said Kid Cudi should be jumping, but break a leg from the hospital and recover. Then it goes on. It says, Lai, born in Lagos but stayed in Osun, is sanitizing the skit business with critical thinking, carving a niche, and is now a huge player. Now let's go to Wako Anthony's thoughts this morning, and he says, I've been a fan of James Silas.
My God.
Folustom, shout out Folustom's and Mazzino, Valentino, and then it goes on till date.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
That's a long time guy.
Can you read that part again? I've been a fan of who?
I've been a fan of James Silas. It goes on and on and on. They say, I still listen to the Grapevine. Happy birthday, boss. And then it goes on.
Thank you.
Tems is global because of Essence with Whiskey. Tem almost won a first Grammy too because of Essence. That's what makes her more popular too. Let's go over to Francis from Odo and said, darling Irish style, such an like such an amazing thing. We would still buy to anything to drop. Well, if the content does have a target an artist wants to fill that line. That's actually that's bringing late on.
Yes, that's true.
In Africa, family friendly. But if the listener who speaks then goes and doesn't promote nudity, Let's throw one more in. Performers on stage are called a cast, and that's why the term break a leg is used as a wish of goodwill. Araya sent that one in. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. Yes, thanks so much for leading us. Let's go on to something very sad now, guys. We know we've had a bit of laughter, but it's time for a bit of solemnness at this point. For those who grew up in that era, would never forget that good old time back in the 80s when they tell you to be a millionaire, gotta think like a millionaire. Dandy and Company back in the days, and anyone who remembers the man who tended the bar back in the days, Andy, I guess that was his name. Well, but his real name goes Zulu Adigwe. It's passed on. That's the story that hit the newswave. So talk to us about how we lose this grace without replenishing people to take over.
I don't know why you put it like that. I think that people are there not necessarily to take over, but to also play their own part. But this guy, the point is that he didn't end at what's called Bassey and Company.
Yes.
He was still very much, active till maybe, I don't know, but we still saw him in some of the movies from the epic ones to the, other random ones, even on YouTube and so on. So, but the funny thing is that I never even knew his real name. Do you understand? I never knew his real name. But I just knew him, and till I saw the news, I did not connect him back to Bassey and Company. I just didn't remember that was the guy. Do you understand? But yeah, I mean, may he so rest in peace. I believe that he has played his own part, and like I said, for not somebody to take over, but people to also come in and play their own part.
Yeah, I think Zulu Adigwe, which is brilliant. I think I really knew him from old Nollywood. A lot of the guys who were on TV, which is Bassey and Company, which is what this makes us talk about, they kind of found their way into
the old Nollywood,
into the VHS era of Nigerian cinema. That's early 90s, early 2000s time. But not all of them made the move from that era to what we call new Nollywood right now. For some of them, after old Nollywood became kind of like Asaba Nollywood, they didn't quite move into the big screen cinema, fancy
mainstream
stuff.
Yeah.
Yet. So I think he was one of them who didn't quite make that. To be fair, not a lot of them did. Maybe RMD might be the most popular person. Then maybe for the women, probably, who made some of that, who made that move that were popular at that time, also popular.
So yes.
So Zulu was one of the people who didn't quite make the move. And I've always been wondering, okay, where exactly is he? And I think this is one of the weird things about Nigerian stardom. Maybe back in the day, hopefully it doesn't continue like this, where a person does his own stuff, but after a particular time, it feels like just shifted, like just shifted away from
relegated, right?
Yeah, like there's not quite a space for you in current. I'm not sure if it's the thing, if we audience are the causes of that, or the producers, or the
industry.
I'm not even sure. I'm not quite sure how that happens. But for me, I think it means something if we had. It would mean something if we had a sort of plan, or if they had a plan, frankly, to make themselves still relevant going forward. But all we can say now is like, what, the man has gone to rest and made his rest.
But as we live the story, let's just also remember that it seemed like we just barely got out of the first quarter of 2024, and it looks like the Grim Reaper, it's just having
rampant in Nollywood, right?
For this year alone, you can see that if we look at the roll call of people who've gone now, Amechi Monago, Mr. Ibu, and Sisi Quadri, and Adejumoke, Aderumu, and all the others.
So for some of them, it's particularly tragic, especially people who like Jumoke, who was really, really young,
Yeah.
For some of them, they've been known since the 80s, and maybe at that time.
Junior Pope also must come in here, also recent.
Exactly. Yeah. So he too is young, so it feels like it's grief all around, but it feels like there's a level to the grief. If a person dies in old age, you don't feel as much grief for somebody who is quite young, which is the difference between Junior Pope and Jumoke's death as compared to like the guys from
yes. All right, let's drift on now to this next item inside the Grapevine, where Baba Ijesha is said to be appealing the conviction. We moved away from sexuality in skits, and then we're back in we kind of
sex sales. There's just always it never leaves the news.
It never leaves the news. But yeah, it seems to be appealing the conviction for sexual assault after close to 2 years in prison.
When I saw the story, I was wondering what kind of conversation did he have with the lawyers to come back now and say no, that he was the confession was under duress.
Duress.
That he didn't know that there were cameras, that they told him to come and audition or something, that he thought they were, come on, man, come on, bro.
James, are you not the lawyer? Are you not the judge? You're not like, you know.
No, I thought, no, in my head, I'm thinking that's genius. So if I'm the judge, I'm like, you are quite, your Levi's, you have guts. But, you know,
wait, sorry, James, let me ask you.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous what this.
I think it's ridiculous. No, come on, man.
So
How
you've
do you
been
come
asleep
now?
for the past 2 years, and then you suddenly woke up from the slumber?
You've
and feel
accepted
like
your fate. You've been in jail.
No, but
You've been in
I
prison.
don't think he ever accepted it.
No, come on. Okay, wait. But this is 2 years. Your lawyer, you and your lawyer did not come up immediately to object or to appeal.
Just in no, it's this. Look, this is the problem with legal cases.
Yeah.
They might have been discussing it, trying to figure out what is the loophole they could probably exploit.
It took 2 years to come up to see this
It's
loophole.
entirely possible that yes.
No,
So
but
like, you know what? Maybe they talk about it for like 6 months now, and it's only finally going to, I don't know if it's going to trial or anything. You know, that's when we have heard that okay, this is what they are saying. But for me, the most important thing here is the girl who was abused. I
yeah,
just hope she's fine
mentally.
because again, this is in a way re-traumatizing. If she's going to be brought to, I'm not quite sure how it's how they're going to pursue this. But if it goes to court, once again, the girl has to relieve all of those. Not sure, man. I don't think it's a great thing for her.
Let's reconnect this story again. It's still, like you said, it seemed you said the agenda for this morning when you talked about it seemed nudity never seemed to leave the news in a way.
Why are we coming back to that again?
You will find out if you just, can you allow me, bro?
All right.
Let's go into this now and see. It is often said that when you're young, you get to make a lot of blunders. So when you're old, you've got weight, you can have a lot of stories to tell. So this takes us to Rihanna now. The mommy Rihanna is having a rethink about those things she flashed somewhere here and there, and wishing now that the way she sees it as a mom right now is like, wow, how did I do that?
Look, I like the way you said it. The way she's wishing. You keep wishing. Nothing's gonna change. So at the end of the day, yeah, the truth is that whatever you put out there, whatever all this. Wait, are we going to talk about Tiwa Savage as well?
You might as well in passing.
Yes. You can
Come on, man. Let's just talking about the fact that that's sex tape that leaked that last time. And how
I don't believe she said.
Oh no, I don't know if I should believe it because but that's what I saw. I saw it.
I saw the quote, but I can't believe she said that.
Let me tell you. I think that sometimes also happening because I realize that people just create. Yes, they use Photoshop or whatever to create tweets and say this is something that's just like that. What's the name? Techno thing that said about kids. I know. So when I saw that one, I was like, wait. You didn't want me because even Kim Kardashian, who after how many years, bro, I didn't search it for it, but I'm telling you that if you go and search for it on the internet, anything you throw out there, look, the funniest part of that part was that they said that Tiwa Savage said that even people that have it on their phone that they had hacked it out. I think, who's lying? Why are you lying? Who's saying that?
We are quitting Rihanna because Rihanna was the reason why we got here.
Oh yeah, no, but we're still in line. What it is that Rihanna regrets all those things that she had put out, maybe the sexual stuff or I don't know if she has anything that is so scandalous, but of course, yes.
It's the dressing and stuff.
So, but that's still all of those things that has been put out there on the internet. Look, once it goes out there on the internet, there's no coming back. There's nothing you cannot control. The people that have saved it can go and put it somewhere else, lock it there, and be selling it and for people to watch. There's nothing you can do once. But yes, you can only wish that. Oh, I wish I did not. Oh, I wish, but that's the only thing you can do.
For me, I think that yes, this thing they say is very true. Youth is instead of the young. So
yeah,
when you are young, there are things you just feel like, I beg, it doesn't really matter. You do it. When you're older, so I think people like Rihanna have the privilege, to be honest, that they didn't really go too far. So she can make this kind of comment. She's fine now. So imagine that anything she'd done back in the day really affected her career heavily. She wouldn't need to tell us this stuff. We would know.
Yeah.
But now, she can say it and say, you know what, I wish I didn't do this. But to be honest, if you're a young woman, from now to the end of time, young women always do what young women do, which is like
young men would also do what young men do.
You have to pick up your sexuality.
Yeah.
There's a need to kind of like show it, what use is beauty if it is not seen.
So, but Oris, do you have anything that you...
Oris,
Oris, listen. Stop laughing, Oris.
All right.
Quiet. Okay. Do you have anything on the internet that you think that you regret?
We should know of now.
That we should not see?
We'll have to find
Like,
out.
those websites.
We'll really have to find out.
All right, gentlemen, can we get into messages? Tons of messages waiting as we wrap up now. Let's see. Xavier from Bagada says, yes, that would be part of the messages there. And he says, oh yeah, Rabu Rouser, manage this small happy birthday wish.
That's always trying to tackle.
It's to you.
I'm going to buy your message from parent on this show. From now onwards.
Auntie Tima talk where I don't know the kind of coffee she takes every morning that she thinks she said about the tape now lie and Oaxacas will still bring stuff out.
I'm telling you.
Then it goes, let's go for St. Fat Joe. Who should we take now? I see a lot of messages here. And they talk about Hogqua. We really have a mature content without posting sexuality.
Yeah, we rarely.
Then it goes Zule Adigwe G's, an old interesting producer too with his unique voice.
That is true.
He acted also in Isakaba and Living in Bondage Part 1. Oh, all right. Then he went cold. That's what he said. And then let's find one more person in here. Francis from Ojo says, anyone can appeal a case at any time, even after claiming guilt. And still, after all, the brother would sue. The brother or sister would have also accepted it.
Yeah, you're right, Francis from Ojo.
And still have their day in court. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobrisky is also appealing too.
Sure.
Tayo says he just realized the prison isn't suiting again, and on appeal, it is the decision of the judge that's being challenged, not necessarily having the trial redone. Change your ways. Rihanna can afford and not suffer repercussion, but can you?
Cecilia from Ojo, can you survive it?
Is this one? Okay. Final message. Xavier says, Rihanna, when they whine herself, babe, when go still flash more. Make this guy. I know she said that. What about those maternity stuffs we saw?
Yeah, maternity was like convent stuff, like
those.
With
the pregnancy.
Okay,
the month before.
Okay.
Yeah. That was months ago now. So she's changed her mind now. And belly and whatever is different.
All right. So we leave it here. Blessing, we see your message also, but I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Blessing.
James Silas.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us. Shout out to you, Ngozi, on my live as well, and everybody big clear that came through. James Silas is James Silas on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, everywhere. If you send me a message, tell me you're from the Grapevine, I'll holler back. Myself and Oris, who's also going to give his own plug out, and we have our YouTube channel called the James and Oris Show. We've been dulling for a bit, but we'll be,
we're back.
We're back.
All right. So you catch
Oris,
and call James Silas.
ORIS on Twitter and same Oris Ramon.
It's a wrap on the Grapevine this morning. My name is Omatseye.
That's Ishakiri, that's Ishakiri, your name?
Yes.
Okay. Who goes there? Ngozi, which Ayo are you talking about? Is it Ayo Myro essay? Ayo Myro is no longer
fantastically well.
She's no longer here. She's now on Arise TV. She's doing TV now, so she's no longer here.
Yeah. So that's the person. One person didn't mention. Yeah, when you were mentioning Polo Valentine.
Yes.
I don't think person mentioned Ayo.
No, he didn't. No,
he
didn't.
He
wasn't.
I'm sure they forgot. All right, gotta go. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys on the next one.
TV or
Peace.
This day.